Hey, did you know that when you inherit a house, the terms fair market value and market value can mean two very different things? It's a crucial distinction for probate and taxes. I'm Shanty Soerjono. I specialize in probate and trust real estate here in California, and I want to break this down for you. First, let's talk about fair market value, or FMV. This isn't just a guess about what a home could sell for today. The IRS defines it as the price a willing buyer and a willing seller would agree to, with both having reasonable knowledge of the facts. For inherited property, that value is locked in as of the date of death. This date of death, FMV, is what gets used for the probate estate value, for setting the heir's new tax basis, what's called the step-up in basis, for any estate tax reporting, and for figuring out capital gains later if the heir sells. Here's an example. Imagine someone passed away on March 1st, 2026. Comparable sales right around that date show the home would have sold for about $900,000. That $900,000 is the FMV. Now, even if the family sells the house 6 months later for $975,000, the FMV on the date of death stays $900,000. That number is fixed. That brings us to current market value. This one changes all the time. It reflects what the home is worth today, based on current buyer demand, interest rates, the inventory of homes for sale, and the property's current condition. So, using the same example, if today is October and recent sales show homes like it are now going for $975,000, that's the current market value. Both values can be correct. They just answer different questions at different times. Imagine a quickly rising market. The home was worth $900,000 on the date of death. 6 months later, it's worth $975,000. A year after that, it's worth $1,030,000. The FMV never changes because it's fixed at that initial date of death. The current market value, however, keeps moving with the market. Now, let's clarify roles. In California probate, the court appoints a probate referee. This referee values the property as of the date of death to include on the probate inventory. A realtor, on the other hand, looks at what the home is worth today to help set a listing price. Here's how that plays out. A person died in January. The probate referee appraises the home at $760,000 as the date of death value. Then, in August, a realtor lists it for $835,000 based on today's market. It sells for $845,000. All three numbers are right for their specific purpose. Why does that FMV number matter so much for taxes? Because it gives the heir a new starting point. Let's say the deceased bought the home originally for $250,000. On the date of death, it's worth $900,000. For tax purposes, the heir's basis in the home becomes $900,000. If that heir sells it shortly after for $910,000, their taxable capital gain is only $10,000, the difference between the sale price and the stepped-up basis. They don't owe taxes on the huge jump from the original $250,000 purchase price. When a licensed appraiser does a date of death appraisal, they look at comparable sales that happened close to that date. They consider the neighborhood, the square footage, the lot size, the bedrooms and bathrooms, and the condition of the home as it was on that day. They factor in any renovations that existed then. They do not look at what the market is doing today. So, can a home have two different, but both correct, appraisals? Absolutely. Let's say the date of death was April 5th, and the date of death FMV appraisal came in at $780,000. Then, in September, for listing purposes, another appraisal puts the current value at $845,000. Both are accurate because they answer different questions. One asks, what was it worth when the owner died? The other asks, what is it worth right now? In a formal California probate, the system uses both values appropriately. The court-appointed probate referee determines the date of death FMV for the inventory and appraisal. Then, to actually sell the home, the executor or administrator uses the current market value to set the listing price and negotiate with buyers. So, here's the bottom line. Fair market value is fixed at the date of death and drives the probate and tax process. Current market value moves over time and drives the actual sale price. Both can be correct at once because they are answering different questions at different moments. Now, this is general information, not legal, tax, or financial advice. I'm Shanty Soerjono, not an attorney or a CPA. Please speak with a licensed probate attorney about your specific situation. If you're an heir, an executor, or a family member trying to figure this out, please reach out for a free, no-pressure probate consultation. I'm Shanty Soerjono, and I'm here to help your family find the right next step.